Good evening, dear masters. Good evening and welcome to our session tonight, day 19 of 40 days. And today we are going to continue our meditation journey together with Umaji. She's going to lead us through a powerful meditation tonight. So let us all get ready and welcome Umaji. Please lead us through the meditation now.
Thank you, Celesti, for this wonderful opportunity once again. Pranams to all masters. Today we are doing Anapanasati as part of our 40 days group meditation. We will relax our body and then continue to get into meditation. Cross your legs. Clasp your hands. If you are wearing glasses, please remove them. Close your eyes. Let's start with 3 deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Make your body as comfortable as possible. If you need to adjust yourself, please do so. Take your awareness to your right foot, to your right toes. Feel that all your toes are relaxed. Shift your attention to your sole of your foot, that it is relaxed. Top of your foot. Relax your foot completely. Your calf muscles, your shin. Bring your awareness to your right knee. Feel that it's relaxed. Your right thigh. Completely relaxed. Bring your awareness to your left foot. Take your toes. Back your toes completely. Of your left foot. Top of your left foot. Your ankle. Your awareness to your calf muscles and shin. Your knee. Your left thigh muscles. Completely relax your left leg. Shift your awareness to your pelvic area. Relax your lower back. Your back. Your shoulders. Completely relax your back. Bring your awareness to your lower abdomen. Your upper abdomen. Relax your abdomen completely. Bring your awareness to your chest. Relax. Relax your shoulders. Collarbone. Completely relax your body. Now bring your awareness to your right hand, your arm, your elbow, and your forearm, to your wrist, your fingers, your palm, and completely your right hand. Shift your focus to your left hand, your left arm, elbow, forearm, wrist, your palm, and your fingers. Completely relax your left hand. Your awareness to your head, back of your head, top of your head, base of your head. Relax completely. Relax your scalp. Relax your ears. Bring your attention to your face, your forehead. Relax. Relax your eyebrows, your eyes, little muscle around your eyes. Relax here completely. Your nose, nostrils, cheeks, your jaws, your chin, your lip, and your tongue. Relax your facial muscles completely. Relax. 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 Slowly start observing your breath natural, simple, easy breath. Just to witness your breath. Any thoughts are crossing your mind? Paying any attention to your thoughts. Just like passing clouds. Let them pass by. Bring your awareness to your breath nostrils. Just smile on your face. Enjoy the calmness. Enjoy the serenity. Now you're with yourself. Feel the precious moments. You're giving it to yourself. Completely relax. Just observe your breath. How beautiful it is. Enjoy the calmness within you. Cosmic energy is entering our body. Enjoy the energy that's coming. Your breath masters. easy, serene, tranquil breath. Observe if there are any changes in your body. Bring your attention to your breath. Or practice the state. Enjoy the state. With a zero mind. With the serenity. With the vibration that you are in. Eyes closed. Exhale easy, tranquil breath. Five more minutes. Be with your breath, masters. Two more minutes. One more minute. Last 5 rounds. 5, 4, 3, 2. If you are ready to come to body consciousness, slowly rub your palms. Your palms on your eyes. Enjoy the warmth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes and look at your palms. Thank you, Masters.
You, Maji. Thank you.
Thank you, Celeste.
Beautiful meditation. Thank you so much.
I just want to say a few words.
Sure, absolutely.
This is just a practice and group meditation, and it's only for 35 minutes or 40 minutes, but we all can do much more longer periods on our own at individual times. There is no prescribed time. Anytime you can meditate, everywhere or anywhere you can. But early mornings are very, very calm, and not many people are awake. So generally, the universe is not with so many thoughts and so many vibrations. So that is the best time you can actually enjoy the calmness and the serenity. Keep it a practice and meditate every day. Once again, my immense gratitude to Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patriji for reintroducing this to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful. Absolutely. What you just mentioned is very important for everyone to remember, that our own personal practice of meditation is the highest priority. Group meditations are beautiful ways to deepen your experience of meditation, but personal meditation should definitely not be ignored at all just because we are in the group meditation. Personal meditation is equally important and we must practice it. So thank you, Maji. Beautiful meditation.
Celeste, I'd like to ask the participants.
Yes.
How they are enjoying this. The instructions or the guidance is okay, or the pace is okay, or is it disturbing them? Sometimes when they go into deep meditation, the suggestions are, they feel like that they are a disturbance. And again, in the group, everyone is at their own level.
Yes.
So, but in general, how is it? I'd like to know.
Sure. Yes. Anyone can unmute and provide their inputs and their feedback. It is very important for us also to know how we are doing, how the group is feeling. Please share. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Uma ma'am. And this is Tarun. Actually, since few days I am following these groups. I tried to join meditation within this group, but somehow because I was traveling, I was not able to join. But today I joined, and I feel very much better. And just one suggestion actually, because this is my first time. What I realized, I'm not able to see the whole post. Like as of now, I can see Uma's madam just face, like what is our body structure and how that will help us, like how to sit and because we are first time we are joining, we don't know how to do it. So sometimes we if we see the someone else, then it helps how to in which pose we should take.
Umaji, you are muted.
Tarunji, thanks for this for the genuine question. Look at that Buddha's posture. He is sitting in Ardha Padmasana, but if we can sit in Sukhasana, like this way, crossing our legs, or you can even sit on the chair. But the important thing is crossing your feet if you are sitting on chair. If you are on a surface, on a sofa or on the floor, you need to cross your legs. Ardha Padmasana, Padmasana or Sukhasana, anything is okay. And the hands has to be clasped and the eyes are closed. Yes, I do understand. If we can show the complete picture of us, next time when I meditate, I will try.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. But because you missed our initial sessions, Tarunji, in the very first day when we started this program, we gave complete instructions in detail. And every day also, when we start the session, right in the beginning, anyone who is leading the session, they always tell us what to do.
Yeah, sure. I'll next time I'll focus on that.
Yeah. Thank you. Any other questions? Any more suggestions? Good. I think Sujitji, yes.
Yes, very good meditation, Omaji. I have one suggestion. Her voice cut so much. I think she has to wear headphone.
Okay.
I believe so. It's my opinion. I don't know about the other master.
When you see me wearing headphones here, when I'm wearing headphones, but actually my microphone is sitting right there on my desk. So it depends on quality of the microphone. Actually, headphones, if they are not in the right place, they will not produce the right sound. So you have to test it out. So Gigi is right. The voice was in between, cutting a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. So sometimes it happens because of weak signal.
Right, sir.
Other than that, it's a deep meditation. I had to came off to raise this suggestion.
Yeah.
A wonderful meditation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Maji, Jasbir here.
Namaste ji.
Namaste ji. Thank you so much for this wonderful meditation session. I appreciate that. I just want to add to what Salesh sir and Sujit ji said. When we talk normally, I think our volume, our talking volume is a little high. So so the microphone picks it up very effectively. And that's when we test ourselves, that's how we do. But when we are actually leading the meditation, we try to speak soft. I also try to speak soft, and probably my voice also gets cut off. So maybe that is one reason that the voice is cutting off. Maybe keep bringing the microphone a little closer might help. That's my 2 cents in there. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Not only trying to keep my voice lower, I am also meditating. I think that is the reason when I'm in deep meditation, my voice is not really high. I'll keep it in mind.
No, we are not trying to find faults in there.
No.
This is one thing you just mentioned. I want Suresh sir's opinion on it. Like, I believe on the very first session, Suresh sir said, like, the person who is leading the meditation, they should be the timekeepers. Means, like, they should, like, if they go into meditation and they slip into deep meditation, the, it will spiral out of control, kind of thing, right? So that's why, like, we try to, like, I try to do, like, 5-10 minutes before that. But during the meditation, I try not to close my eyes, because when you close your eyes, guess what? You go into that deep, you slip into that deep state. So this is just, like, again, a suggestion. As you said, like, for yourself or for anybody who is leading the meditation, they should probably do it meditation before or after to cover their, like, 1 minute per year of their age. But this 30 minutes, I think we should be, like, we should be aware, like, of the time. And
yes. And Jasbirji, let me explain to you a little bit. So
yes, sir.
When we start leading meditation in the initial period, we have to be alert, like you just mentioned, that when the person who is leading should not be meditating really, right? But they need to be in that state, right? So like I was mentioning, 5 minutes before we start, we do our centering and then lead the meditation in a surrender mode. That is the most effective method I have seen. Now, it so happens that once you do, when you start leading meditation on a regular basis, what will happen is that you will go into another mode, which is not one of these two. That is, you are leading and in full conscious meditative state. You will be in deep meditative state, but you will be conscious. That's what I was telling you. If you guys remember, I was telling you it's a totally different experience. And it's a much deeper experience of meditation when you start leading meditation for a while. So maybe after you have done 20-30 sessions for people, you will begin to see that you are automatically going into another level of meditative state. And that one, I can't even express in words how beautiful that experience is. So all of you are going in there. So just keep at it, keep leading sessions as much as you can, right? The more you lead, the more you will, the faster you will reach that state. And in that state, you will be meditating, a very deep meditation, but fully conscious. You won't have to, like you won't lose track of anything at all. But your mind is going to be absolutely very calm, very, very balanced, I would call it.
Right,
so,
sir.
Yeah, it can only be felt. You have to experience it.
Right,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Especially my, sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
Especially my hands were vibrating like a small shiver kind of thing. They were vibrating at a different frequency than they are not normally are. So
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, you were in meditation. You were actually in meditation. And that's like when you close your eyes, like just you were saying, you close your eyes and your body is used to going into meditation now, right? So it will go, that way. But it's all, when we are doing it within our own group, it's so good that everybody is learning together. We are all growing together. And that's the beautiful part of this. I enjoy this part of the session when everyone kind of actively participates, Right now, everyone is actively participating. That's the beautiful part. Because we will all grow. All of us are growing. So it's beautiful.
Celesti, I see a hand rise.
Yes, Anuji. Yeah. That's Anuji, yes. Yes, Anuji.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You are listening me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Atam Vandan to all masters. Really wonderful. I am from India. Just Saleji joined me in this group and feeling so good. So much you really told very true. We can meditate even not in a group, and we can do separately at what time we find. Slowly you can grow your time, and you then increase the time, and sitting postures will be okay. And this is my experience. When in the starting I can't sit because of my weight and my body stiffness. So I make a idea. I put the pillows on my uh, um, on my knees, both side. Little cushions I put on both knees. So slowly my body relax, and after 1 or 2 months, I never I remove the pillows. No, I can sit even for 2 hours regularly. So I daily meditate even in Canada. I came here in May, and my dream is to grow more here in, and there should be a pyramid in Calgary or everywhere where we can sit, because the people around us are suffering too much. In the middle class family, I think they even can't say, because of their ego, because of their family issues, they can't explain their feelings and their miserable things and their pain. But I think every person have somewhere pain in his life. So we should meditate, and really wonderful. I am doing regularly since last July, when I was in Australia that time. And suddenly I find by the Facebook or the scrolling the videos, then I first find untold story of Sita. So I think, what is untold story of Sita? Sita has more story. We only know the Ramayana. So then I saw the Sita story, untold story. Really, that was my good experience, and I feel my all miseries are going. So now I have seen many videos, and I do every master guided meditation. So nice. And every person have own experience. Even Swadhyay, Atma Ki Yatra, every person, every master have a wonderful story. So we should like follow that also.
Yes.
Thank you, Anuji. You said it rightly.
Thank you, Saliji. Thank you, Umaji, for joining me in this, adding me in this group.
Good. Very nice. Excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I would, instead of doing this thing, let us first complete our wisdom sharing part, right? So, and then we will get back into discussion. There is no problem. Today we have a very special person doing the wisdom sharing. It is his birthday today. That's why he's special. He's our own
Happy birthday, Japnur.
Yes. So it is his birthday, and he is going to share his wisdom today with all of us. So welcome, Japnur. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I would like to share my screen.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so welcome, Masters. Today is our day 19, and the topic for today is judgment, criticism, and discernment. My name is Japnoor Preet Singh, and I welcome you all for the day 19. Thank you. So, what is judgment? This is when we become a self-appointed judge and make an opinion about a person, place, or event based on our likes and dislikes, good and bad, etc. So, judgment is a hidden superpower, and it is like being a self appointed judge, where we make quick opinions about people, places, or events which are based only on our, not on societies. It's on our likes and dislikes, our favors or goods and bads, without even knowing the full story. So, we rely on what we see. This comes the next point. Most of the time, we do not even know any details or any context. We do not have any information about any person, place, or event, but we tend to judge them on what we see or what we are seeing. So, someone tells about someone or some event, and we immediately determine whether it is right or wrong on the basis of what we heard. So, this is also the second thing which when we judge something or someone on the basis of hearing what we are hearing. So we are able to determine or we are able to judge in a snap only that after listening to somebody or after seeing, we judge someone. So that is why judging is an uncalled for spontaneous reaction. It is like jumping to the conclusions without knowing all the facts. It is spontaneous because we are able to judge in a very fast way. So that is why it is known as spontaneous. The act of judging is mostly used for suggesting I am or we are better than you or better than them. So sometimes we like use judgment to make ourselves feel superior, or like we generally say I am better than you or we are better than them. So here is a twist in the story. No one likes to be judged. Nobody likes to be judged. Just think about how it feels when someone forms an opinion about you and without really knowing who you are. It doesn't feel good, right? So never judge anything or any place without knowing all the facts. Judgment doesn't stop there. It leads to polarization of societies. It promotes anger, hatred, and extremism. So polarization means creating two different things. In like I just reminded, it just reminded me of chemistry, where we like do polarization of atoms or molecules, and similarly, in the same way, it leads to polarization. It separates the society, and it fuels anger, hatred, extremism. So that is not the kind of the world we supposed to live in or we want to live in. So let us turn the story around and instead of judging, let's try something different. Let's open our minds and seek to understand this. Instead of relying on the quick judgments, let us first gather more and more information about something. Then see the bigger picture. And by doing so, we create a world where everyone feels valued and respected. So the power of judging is a bit tempting. So, but the power to understand and show empathy is even stronger. So let's choose empathy and understanding over judgment and make a world better place. Now we need to be a hero who understands, not a judge who divides. Now comes the part which is known as self-judgment and criticism. When we criticize, we attract more criticism. Yeah. And it is like a magnet that brings negativity or criticism towards us. We are mercilessly critical of ourselves to achieve perfection, to show to others, versus being kind to ourselves. So we are often the harshest critics of ourselves. We strive for the perfection to impress others, but this relentlessly self criticism self-criticism actually diminishes our confidence. By criticizing ourselves, we diminish our confidence. Then comes when we evolve, we should not look back and judge or criticize ourselves for anything. When we are evolving and growing, it is important to not to dwell on the past mistakes and judge ourselves harshly. We often have the old mistakes and which we feel guilty or sometimes which we feel sad. So we should not judge or criticize ourselves for doing anything. It's absolutely okay, and we should focus on learning to move forward without the weight of self-judgment. Now, when we notice that we criticize ourselves, we can be assured we criticize others also, and therefore we attract judgment from them. So it is like a mirror reflecting our own insecurities onto others, and in turn inviting judgment from them. So it is a clue that we are also, when we self-criticize or self-judge ourselves, it is a clue that we are also criticizing other people as well. If we keep judging and criticizing, we cannot learn and grow. So we are limiting our ability to learn and grow. What to do is then self-love, self-approval, and self-acceptance can overcome self-criticism. And the major key is that by compassion, we can overcome judgment of others. So compassion is the key to overcome judgment of others. Also, compassion is the key to happiness. Compassion is uh, very much involved in a very meditative journey. So try to learn compassion. Next, our growth is continuous. We are whole and complete all the time. We are always evolving, and we are whole and complete just as we are all the time. Now, this comes example: scandals versus the teachings of Osho. Uh, Now take this scandal surrounding Osho, and for instance, we can choose to focus on the scandals, but uh, and judge Osho based on them. But as we take a look on the teachings of Osho and the impact that has had changes on the lives, countless lives, and uh, we can then recognize the power, the transformative power of his words. So it is depending on ourselves what we want to look at. We want to look at the brighter side or at the dull side. Scandals versus the teachings of Osho. There is one more example which I would like to quote. That is a child failing an exam. We can either label the child as a loser or suggest that more work is needed, and we are with you to support you for that. So this was self-judgment or criticism. Now, criticism also has a positive side as well. Uh, for the most part, criticism is just same as judgment in a common practice. However, in certain industries, it is an important quality control activity. It becomes essential for the improvement. How criticism becomes, sorry, how criticism becomes important. So it is a thought out, systematic review of someone or something with a positive intention to drive improvement. So it is to foster improvement. Criticism is used in the industries to foster improvement. A critic is required to be knowledgeable on the subject. Unlike casual judgment, criticism in this context requires the critic to have knowledge and expertise on that particular subject matter. And it is usually a planned activity and is done with a very specific purpose in the mind, intention. The intention is the upliftment and the growth, improvement in the industry. It is generally known in the industry as review and is targeted at finding the gaps. So its primary aim in the industry is to identify the gaps and the areas that can be improved. So rather than being a haphazard or spontaneous reaction, it is a deliberate process that involves careful examination and analysis. So, in summary, criticism and judgment differ in the nature and process. Uh, so, in everyday life, judgment is a very spontaneous and uh, very often biased purpose, biased reaction, because in judgment we are uh, separating two things and we are doing partiality in judgment. And while in the criticism, that too in a industry, the criticism is used as a positive tool, which is planned with the goal of improvement. So, by understanding this distinction, we can foster a more constructive and growth oriented approach to the evaluating and refining our own work. Now comes a very positive topic that is known as discernment. So, discernment is saying things as they are. Discernment is a personal and a conscious approach to the life. It involves separating good and bad, right and wrong in our mind. So the concepts of good and bad and right or wrong in our mind, we separate them with the discernment. So by employing discernment, we make good choices for ourselves. Sorry, I just received a phone call. And okay, it is based on widely accepted norms and not on our own opinions. So unlike judgment, discernment is not based on solely on our opinions. Discernment is not based on our personal opinions or biases, no partialities. So it draws on widely accepted norms and the principles that guide this decision-making process. It is like conducting an analysis to gather information and evaluate different opinions before reaching a conclusion. So the intention behind discernment is for positive outcomes. It is not meant to harm or hurt someone. It seems it seeks to bring clarity and understanding to a situation, allowing choices that benefit ourselves and those around us. So let us all embrace the power of discernment, recognizing that it enables us to navigate the complexions of the life with wisdom and compassion. So, by seeing things as they truly are and making choices based on the widely accepted norms, we can create a more harmonious and fulfilling existence for ourselves and others. With this, I would like to say a big thank you to everyone for listening to me very carefully, attentively, and with all the love. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Japnur.
Thank you, sir.
Very well presented. And what I would like to add to this discussion is that discernment and judgment are very close to each other. They're like very similar things. They create confusions in our mind. Well, am I judging or am I kind of deciding between right and wrong? So understanding this is very important. When are we judging and when we are not, right? So judgment is a spontaneous reaction. It's really a reaction as such, right? So, and reaction is usually knee-jerk. It has bias and it doesn't see what the consequence is going to be. It is a sort of unplanned reaction, right? So, and judgment comes from our upbringing, actually. Right from our childhood, we have been judged. And that's what we have learned, that in this life, anytime you see somebody or something, you immediately express your opinion about it. Well, this is right, this is not right, and this is good, this seems not good. That sort of a instantaneous judgment. We become self-appointed judges, right? We are walking courts, I call it. right? We are walking courts and an instantaneous judgment is passed on anything that's going on around us. Because that's how we have learned to look at the whole world. When we look at anything, the first thing that happens to us is we make a decision, well, oh no, that's not good. That's good. Yeah, that seems very nice. So that habit is what we have to very carefully watch. The purpose of our
Judgment.
The very purpose of looking at things is
Maybe
to
positive.
differentiate between milk and water, right? That is what is the purpose of discernment. But that differentiation is made. Why do we make that differentiation? To make the right choice, not to give an opinion to somebody. In judgment, we are actually delivering an opinion instantaneously, not even seeing the whole picture. But when it is discernment, you have to use your entire wisdom. In Hindi, we call it Vivek. And that Vivek is important. It's the pragya that we have, which we have gathered over several lifetimes, is actually at play when we are discerning the right and wrong. And that discernment is only for what? The purpose of that discernment is my own choice. How do I make my choice? Which path should I take? For that, if I have to make a decision, I use my discernment, my ability to distinguish between milk and water. That is discernment, right? Looking at the things as they are without a bias. That is discernment. The moment you look at things with your own bias included, right? Say, for example, looking at an ice cream cone, how many people would say it's not good? Right? The reason why I'm giving this example is because we have a bias, because we love the taste of that thing. So we all say, no, that's good. That's good. And if I go and tell you, no, it's not good for health. Oh, no, one ice cream is pretty good. You will find arguments to support your judgment, right? That is biased opinion. Discernment, on the other hand, it's not to communicate to anybody. It's for my own benefit. I decide whether I should associate with this kind of people or not. That is discernment. I'm not telling those people you are not good. I'm not saying anything to anybody. Inside me, I am making sure that I have been with this set of people, and now I understand their dynamic, their mindsets, and I tend to disagree with what they do. Generally, they are criticizing people, they are negative-minded people. I don't want to be there. That is discernment, right? You are not hurting, going and telling somebody anything. You are making your own choice, whether I want to be there or not. That is discernment. So I just want the clarity in every one of us. Judgment, it's a natural thing. It comes because of the way we are, not just in this society, every society in this whole globe. That's how we are brought up. All children are brought up to be cautious about, don't put your hand there, that's bad. We are developing those biases in our mind right from childhood. And then that's how we have learned to look at every aspect of the world with that filter, right? The moment we see something, the first thought that will be whether this is good or not. That's the first thought we get. That is because that's our natural instinct that has developed. So be careful about it. You make that instinct is right. You discern. Now, with whatever you have come up with your own thought, decide whether you want to deal with it or not. That's about all, to that extent. Don't go about making your judgment call and then announcing it to everybody and then making a big drama of that, right? That becomes judgment. So That differentiation I wanted to make clear to everyone. All right. So thank you. I really want to appreciate Japnoor today for being his birthday also. He is celebrating his birthday with all of us. So thank you, Japnoor.
Thank you so much, sir.
Wonderful. Thank you. Any comments from any masters? Yes, Jaspirji.
First of all, thank you, Japnoor. Happy birthday. I just want to add something, my thoughts on the self-judgment, criticism. When we, I was looking at the slide and there were a couple of things that stood out for me. Again, this is my opinion. I am not saying that everybody is like that, but I just want to bring it up. When we say we are mercilessly critical of ourselves to achieve perfection to show to others. Personally, I do not agree with it. It's not about agreeing or not, but I am just saying is that if you are not critical of yourself, you can never improve. And when you are improving yourself, you are not trying to show it to anybody. A Mahatma, if he is doing a good service to the humanity, they are not trying to show anything. They are doing it because that is the right thing that they should do. They are doing it. Any good deed or any perfect thing is seen by itself because you perfected it. And then again, if you don't criticize yourself, if you do a job, say for example, coming from the childhood, when we start writing, we are writing our writing was as if it is a you put a cockroach in the ink and then put it on the paper, and the way it walks, that's how it was. But slowly and slowly, with the encouragement from the teachers, with the encouragement from the parents and the guidance, what did we do? We improved it. And then your own mind kicks in. Okay, I can do better than that. I can start writing cursive, letters instead of standalone letters. So those kind of things. Criticism, in my opinion, does play a role in your evolving.
Yes.
If we say if we criticize, we lose confidence. Again, it resonates the same thing. If you don't criticize yourself and somebody else criticizes you, that's where you probably will lose the confidence. But if you are being critical of your own work, you look at it, or your own work, deeds, thoughts, whatever it is, you will and you look at it critically, you will find the gaps. And when you find the gaps, you will work on those.
Yes. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
And then when we notice that we criticize ourselves, we can be rest assured we criticize others. Now, this is I'm not saying that this is not correct, but on the same topic, if you are criticizing for the sake of criticizing, then you can say that. But if you are criticizing to improve yourself, you probably will be doing the same thing to help the others. As a parent, you help your kids.
Yes.
Or you as siblings, you help your younger brother and sister, telling that, okay, this is what you could do better.
Correct.
Right?
That's right. Yeah,
you cannot get hurt. And then again, looking back, when we say, if we look back, keep looking back, we cannot, when we evolve, we should not look back and judge to criticize ourselves for anything. Again, looking back is the way you can look at what you did wrong in the past and what you could do better to not make the same mistake. Because basically, as a human being, we learn from our own mistakes. And if we don't look back, we will not be able to learn.
Correct.
So those are my thoughts on that particular slide. I could be wrong, but that's
no. You are not wrong. You are saying the right in thing. So on criticism, there were two slides. One slide was about using criticism as a corrective measure. It is a very, very important part of our industrial practices.
That is true.
Yeah,
I'm first talking about the self-judgment and criticism, about yourself.
So self-judgment, in self-judgment and criticism, there are two types of things. Again, like what you have mentioned are all positive criticism aspects. We have in the other slide, it is the example given was industry, but that's the positive aspect of criticism. But when criticism is done in a negative manner, what happens is that we become so critical of ourselves that we stop evolving. There are many people who, under the burden of their own criticism, they stop functioning. They become dysfunctional just because I can't do it perfect. Their definition of perfect itself is so much that they can't actually do the thing. In their mind, they are looking for perfection all the time, and perfection is not defined. It's an undefined thing. Everybody's definition of perfection is different. So what happens in some cases, people are actually paranoid about perfection, and they keep criticizing themselves to an extent that they lose their self-esteem. And that is where self-criticism is destructive in nature. So there are two aspects of criticism. Self-criticism, like you mentioned, for improvement, yes, absolutely. We have to review our past activities just to understand the pattern and then say, okay, where are the gaps and then how do I improve? Beautiful. That's the right way of analyzing and progressing. But people, in a very large number of cases, people do it in a negative way. That's where the problem comes. So it becomes habitual. And what happens, think about keeping your room clean. Now, which is the perfect way of keeping your room clean? Nobody can define a perfect way, right? Your mom will have one definition of clean room. You will have your definition of clean room. And between the two of them, there will be gap always, right? You like to keep your things just around you. And your mom says, no, 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 they should be in that cupboard. They should be on the shelf. They should be there, like that. So her clean and your clean are two different things. So that perfection definition changes. Now, you are doing those things from a different perspective. Your perspective is, why should I waste my time every time to get up and fetch it? Let me keep it by the side of my bed, right? So that criticism, now, where is her criticism come from? Because she is very critical of her actions. She wants everything to be perfect so that when everybody comes to my house, it should look just like a heavenly place. That is the definition of perfect for there, right? So these are two very different things. You are trying to do your own thing by looking at your steps, what you followed. That's how Edison invented the bulb, because he found 10,000 ways of not doing it. So he tracked the past. That's how he came up with the invention. So you have mentioned the positive side of criticism perfectly. But there are negative sides which people tend to, it becomes a habit actually, it's a pattern. And when they are critical of self, they begin to look at everybody with the same measurement. And that's where the problems come. Then it becomes judgment, right? And so it's all, these are very subtle things hidden behind. And as long as we are in awareness of these, we will take the right steps.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I just brought that, my opinion out so that, to bring up the awareness that self-criticism is important. It should not go out of control, because it says anything in excess is bad. So you do, even if you do good, take up the water. They say drinking water is good for health, but if you keep drinking water, it actually harms you.
Yes.
So anything in excess is bad, but then you should not lose the fact that criticism is helpful, as is it mentioned, because without criticism you will never be able to improve.
Yes.
So
and
there
so
has
is
to be.
judgment. And so is judgment, as long as judgment is done in a controlled fashion, just like in a courthouse, right? They will evaluate all the related aspects. There will be a jury who will sit and look at all aspects from different perspectives and then come up with a judgment, right? So it's a controlled process. So judgment done in a controlled fashion is important. It is needed for the society, for normal functioning of our social system. It's important. But when we start doing it day in and day out as we are walking courts, that's where the problem comes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Excellent. I think I'm very happy that you brought up this thing, Jasbirji, because like now it opens up our thinking on that aspect. Beautiful. I love this kind of discussions, they make us think deeper about the subject. Thank you.
And may I say something, sir?
Sure.
Actually, I'm like a question bank. I have a lot of questions because I'm trying to read books and understand and put things in practice. So naturally, it's meditation is not a theory. It's practical. So when you are doing your practicals, you have things coming up, and you do not know whether it is good thing or bad thing, or you always want to learn from other practitioners. So I asked Saileshji about these kind of discussions that we should have, and Saileshji kindly accepted, and he told me Sundays are better days for him. So Sunday morning 6 a.m. That means for him it's 4 a.m. But he still is available for us. If anyone of you, like maybe all of us, would like to join him for a Zoom meeting on Sundays, morning 6 EST, 6 a.m. EST, then we all can have our questions answered and we can discuss. I'll put this message in our group, but some of the participants are not in our groups, in WhatsApp groups. So that is why I thought of mentioning it here. It will be from coming Sunday, every Sunday morning, 6 a.m. EST.
Yeah.
Umaji, you are trying to rob us away from our much deserved sleep on a Sunday morning. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, like, Sunday morning, early morning, do you think people will have the thoughts? They will be foggy. At least I will be totally foggy, to be honest with you guys. I don't know about others. I am a fully awake right now. I can be a devil's advocate and speak on any subject matter, and be a critic on that. But like in the morning, I'm sorry, I will probably be snoring, and I cannot say about others, but that's what I think. I will be.
It's really difficult to match everyone's optimum time. But the thing is, most of the meditators are awake in the morning. That is what is expected, at least. It's not a norm, but we usually get up early morning to meditate. So, and also, if we keep this session on during the day, people will have a lot of obligations and a lot of appointments and engagements. So probably that time would be the better thing, because usually the family members are still sleeping. Meditators are the only ones who get up around that time. So we have peace of mind to discuss and to do our learning. So
on Saturday and Sunday, Umaji, I am the family member.
Perhaps you can catch up, or you may not really need, I mean, you may not have as many questions as I do. So it's okay, problem. It's okay.
Yes. So when Umaji and we were talking about this thing, the purpose of this thing was to go deeper in certain areas. If we want to have deeper understanding a little more detailed understanding of specific things. That's what I was saying, where we can actually sit in a group and then do more like a discussion, sharing of everyone's knowledge rather than one person speaking on that subject, right? So it more like a group discussion. And then that, like just now we talked, we were able to understand like very subtle differences. And that's the kind of depth we can go on different aspects. It all started with a question from Umaji that day. And I said, well, maybe we can have a bigger session on that subject. And it was about having goals, right? And trust me, behind that thing, there is so much knowledge. Oh my God. So we can talk about it as well. So those kind of things. When the some things on the surface of it, they look very simple. Like everybody, all of you probably will say that we should definitely have goals in life. Then only we can progress, right? And I would say just the opposite. Then we can have a good discussion on the topic. And that's when clarity will come in our thinking. Well, okay, when to apply certain knowledge in what aspects, and when not to follow the same thing. You can actually do both, right?
In different circumstances.
Exactly. The context defines what to do. So that understanding, if you are clear, you will make the right choices at the right times. Okay. So
Sailesh, let me throw some questions to just wake them up, probably.
Sure.
So keeping goals is the right thing, or just going with the flow is right thing? Just think about it. No answers required right now. But and also see materialistic things, money, and all those things, whatever materialistic things that we wanted to possess at one point in time, now they look unimportant for us, right? For as meditators, like we have reached to a certain understanding that these materialistic things are okay to have our comfortable life, but we do not need to run behind them, right? But if a person, even though he's a meditator, if a person has a desire to achieve something, should he try for that or he shouldn't? In my opinion, I would say he should try for that, because one should have they should fulfill all their desires. I mean, the desires are endless. One after another, it comes. But at one point, he will understand that.
Right.
It should not be told to a person that you should not do this. He should understand it by experiencing that. He may lose some time, but he will gain a very strong experience. So things like that. See, there is no right or wrong in some aspects. And also PSSM has given us a wide platform. So different masters are practicing in different ways. And so many things have come up. We may not have to discuss about all those things, but there are several practices that I have seen. And some practices are really, really useful, even though they are not typical meditation, like dreams. I have experienced dreams, and I can remember them very vividly. So sometimes you can get answers through your dreams. So not only visions during the meditation. So all these things we can discuss among
absolutely
if we have a Zoom meeting.
Absolutely, there is no problem. We can actually help each other understand. One thing I want everyone to be very clear, that I have not known everything yet, right? So I share what I have understood. That's all. And that may or may not be right in every context, right? So all of you can contribute your wisdom, and together we can evolve. We can understand things in all particular perspectives. there are lots of weak areas that I have, and I know about them. That these are areas where I am actually way behind. I need to know more, I need to learn more, and so on. Right? So it's there. I mean, like, I am also just like all of you. And we can just come together and help each other understand things from maybe a different perspective, look at it maybe differently, and then figure out. Yes?
First of all, thanks, Saileshji,
Thank you.
for giving your time to us,
No
for
problem.
accepting to give your time.
No worries. All right. Okay. So yeah, let's set up our next discussion meeting separately. Okay. Thank you. Chaliye. All
I
right.
would like to
Thank you, masters. Thank you. Thank you, Japnur.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you,
Umaji.
everyone. Can everybody unmute and wish Japnu together?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yes.
yes, why not?
Okay.
On the count of
Unmute.
three.
Yeah.
Ready?
1, 2,
Unmute.
3.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday
to
to you.
Thank you. Thank you so
Japnu.
much,
Happy
Master.
birthday to
To
you.
Japnur.
Japnu.
Happy birthday
Birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Japnu.
Japnu.
Thank you. Thank
Happy
you.
birthday,
Thank you.
Japnur.
Happy birthday.
God bless
Happy
you.
birthday.
Happy
Happy birthday, Japnur.
Thank you so much, Master. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night. Good night, dear masters. We'll get together again tomorrow. Have a wonderful night and a restful sleep. Thank you.
Thank you.